Happy April. It's April 1st, April Fool's Day. Saw a little bit of bullshit today posted across the internet, but not too much. Really, it was a phone call day for me, giving updates, talking to some people. I get the weirdest phone calls. I get a guy, without giving too much detail, he kind of said, "Hey, how much does a service cost?" And I thought about that. Well, how do I answer that? So I said, well, the labor rate is number. And then he comes back, he's like, "Oh, so it would depend on what I do." And I'm left thinking, yes, it very much depends on what you do, because do I even have to explain this? If you want to rebuild your engine, that's a really different job than changing a license plate bulb or a tire or installing a battery or converting a car to manual or building a custom one-off M5 wagon. It very much matters what you do. It affects the cost. Alan is hauling ass on the Anthracite 2000 car. He had the whole rear suspension out today. It got new upper control arms, new struts, new links, diff bushings. I mean, kind of everything. Everything that we do to these cars is now done to the rear axle on that car. It was a full day. We took in some parts. I did some cleanup and organization today. Good to get back into that. And then I'm talking about this Sirius XM bracket. And initially I thought I need to 3D print this out of metal. So I reached out today to some companies. I sent some photos and they pointed out the obvious that somehow I had overlooked. The part wasn't manufactured like that. It's stamped steel or aluminum, stamped metal, that was then bent and kind of molded into the shape that it's in. It's laser cut. So we don't want to 3D print this. It's too thin. It's only a few millimeters thick. So it clearly makes sense to start with a piece of steel and laser cut it or stamp it or whatever the process looks like, and then bend the corners in and put a weld, and bend the other corner in and put a weld, and drill some freaking holes in it. So it may be easier and cheaper to manufacture than I think. The problem is none of this stuff happens in San Diego. There's a place in San Marcos I talked to. They're like, yeah, that's a little bit beyond our capabilities. We would outsource that either to Texas, Florida, Los Angeles, some larger, more relevant city, I suppose. So I'm sure it'll be a time-consuming process, but maybe a little bit less expensive than I thought, which is a good thing. I'm not going late tonight. My back's killing me. So I'll talk to you guys already Tuesday. Today flew. Good night.